cars for months if there is a no-deal Brexit. Marvin Cook warned that the impact was totally unknown and could put jobs at risk. His warning comes on the eve of the Tory party conference in Birmingham, already overshadowed by rows over Brexit and an app for the event which let people see MPs' phone numbers and other details until it was fixed. Well, our Home Affairs correspondent Andy Davis is in Birmingham. Andy, tell us more.
Well, after the Prime Minister's problems at her last annual conference, that unfortunate coughing fit, the letters falling off the screen behind her, she could have done without this one being hampered by technical difficulties. And yet already there are embarrassing questions over a conference app and an apparent security breach. More on that in a moment. But Theresa May comes here this evening amid endless talk over leadership challenges and party infighting. Something close to panic grips the party, claimed one political commentator as they gather here in Birmingham. The early delegates we spoke to didn't appear too panicked, but they certainly knew what was at stake for the Prime Minister and her party. If Theresa May, as some insist, is facing the fight of her political life, then the next few days here in Birmingham could prove pivotal.
Will you be able to unite conference, Prime Minister?
But already, with the embarrassment of an apparent security breach involving the party conference app, it's hardly an auspicious start. Beside her hotel, the sports ad slogan offered words of encouragement. But everyone looking in right now knows the challenge she faces. Not least, as one former minister told us, to broaden the agenda beyond the subject which has proved so toxic for her party. In terms of how significant a moment this is for your party, what would you say?
I think this is a make or break conference for us. I think that we have to show the public, many of them facing many difficulties, particularly because of our troubled economic situation, which has gone on for quite a long time now, that we are wanting to help working people, that we are on their side.
And it's not just about Brexit.
This must not be what I call a Brexit Groundhog Day conference.
But as ever, Brexit dominates. The latest car manufacturer to enter the political fray, Toyota, whose UK boss claims a no-deal Brexit could disrupt car production for days, maybe weeks, maybe months. The fallout from Boris Johnson's latest swipe at the Prime Minister's Brexit strategy continues. As pro-EU campaigners held a day of action exactly 6 months before Brexit, the Tory MP Heidi Allen told the BBC in the event of a no-deal, a referendum may be needed. And in Worcester, the stall advocating a so-called people's vote was drawing plenty of comment.
I'm against the people's vote because it's already been done.
Well, the people's vote has not been done.
Yes, but the referendum. But what about if they come back, remain?
Well, we stay in the European Union.
Yes, but what about the people who've already spoken for leave?
Well, what about all the people who are already spoken and joined the European Union?
The people who have voted to leave?
Welcome to the world of a divided society.
Back in Birmingham, there was a glimpse of love, fleetingly, as chants of "We hate Tories" filtered through the din of protest. There was anger directed at Theresa May on countless issues, among them cuts to public services. This was the local Labour MP, Liam Byrne.
Well, we say to Theresa May, you come here and justify your policies. You come to our food banks, you come to Five Ways, you come to the homeless shelters, you come to our police stations, you come to our council house and justify it there, because I don't believe you can.
In the quiet of the conference think tent, there will be much for Tory party delegates to mull over. What does this conference have to achieve for your party?
I think, personally, I would say we've got to have a solid plan on Brexit coming out of this, and I think we've got to put some of these leadership rumours to bed as well. You know, we've got to actually get behind the PM for a change and really move forward.
The word opportunity looms large over this conference. For the Prime Minister, it is a huge opportunity for her to make her case to her fractured party.
And Andy, what about these reports of a security breach?
Well, no shortage of security we've witnessed at this conference, barriers, armed police, searches, but the focus in the last few hours has been on the security of the official app for the Conservative Party conference. There appears to have been a security flaw which allows anyone to pose as a delegate, as a politician, and log in using their email address. You didn't need a password. And so what's happened, apparently, is that people have been able to get in, look at the details of that individual, perhaps their mobile phone number, change the photograph, change other details. Now, once this was flagged with the Conservative Party, apparently that login system has been closed down. But it's hugely embarrassing and, for those involved, potentially a real data issue. And we understand that the Information Commissioner's office is looking into this.
And, I mean, you know, the bigger picture is that this party is a very big deal, isn't it, for Theresa May and indeed Brexit?
Yes, and we've heard so many Tory voices saying in the last 24 hours that this has got to be about the party moving the agenda away from Brexit, as that MP in the report we've just featured said. It's got to be talking in response to the Labour Party conference, got to be talking about issues like social inequality, social injustice. But of course, so much of the talk in the last 24 hours has been about Boris Johnson and his ideas about Brexit. And guess what? On Tuesday, he's due to give a speech at a fringe event. Those who are desperate to wrestle the agenda away from Brexit here will face quite a task on their hands.
Putting it mildly. Andy Davis, thank you very much indeed.